Hey there. It's a review for our DCC Lankhmar campaign. This is session number 6. Had a full crew, so we had the characters Foster, Batu, Rourke, and my character Ozymandias. We picked up where we left off. We had met with the Cinderlin, the sage. He'd given us the bone scroll, and it has allegedly it has the stuff in it that we need to end the burned man's life, the ritual of kindness. Inside the scroll is a pile of wood shavings that are allegedly from the Isik of the Jug, who's a we couldn't figure it out who he was, but the name sounds familiar to me, being a little bit familiar with Lankhmar, so he's someone of importance. I think he might actually be like a god or something, I'm not sure. And a pearl from a sea king put together recreates the ritual of kindness. So I have it in my notes. Isik of the Jug is a deity. We did figure that out. The Burning Man's place is on Dim Lane and Plague Court, the streets. It's one thing, I think I mentioned it before, I really like how Lankhmar, everything's laid out, the streets are named. I just think that adds a little bit more immersion and stuff if you know like what streets on. Is it super important? Probably not, but for the immersion aspect, I think it's really good. But we go there. Rourke was actually returned to us from Shelba. He teleported into the Plaza of Dark Delights, and we were reunited with him. Because he was gone for the last session. And he knows the story of Isik of the Jug, Rourke does. And he also mentions to us that Isik of the Jug had an acolyte named Fafard. So that, you know, if you're familiar with the Lankhmar stories by Fritz Leiber, that name will be familiar as well. We rest. Rourke, who doesn't seem to be cursed like the rest of us, goes out and buys us like a dozen healing unguents, so we have healing ability at Merrill's Emporium. We drink a few, and then we prepare to leave for the Burning Man's place. And we find along the way sick pigeons on the road, and Foster nearly gets hit by a runaway cart, more of the curse kicking in. And I got hit by like a lightning strike came in and lit like these linens on fire, and I got hit with these flaming linens, and it just about did me in. And Batu actually falls through a sewer grate and nearly dies. So it was pretty rough. We ended up burning through like almost all of our healing unguents already. So Rourke actually goes back to buy more, which he's able to do, but I think that was probably the last of the supply. He bought like another dozen or so. We make it to the Burning Man's house somehow without being killed, and then we get there and the door's locked. I can't unlock it. I try. My rolls are not that good. Rourke enlarges Foster, and Foster's kind of addicted to this. This happened in like the first session, and ever since then Foster's been kind of addicted to Rourke's magic. Like it just made him like the size of an ogre, and it did a really cool good job, and Foster's down for that. So Foster's able to break down the door. Beyond the door are 5 guards, one being like a boss type. Tough battle. Dice. This seems to be a common theme. I know I've mentioned this before in either these recaps or my CNC recaps. The dice are just not on our side. Specifically, in this session, all of us had really bad dice rolls, except for the DM. So the battle is really tough. But this is this whole session actually. Rourke, our wizard, ended up being the MVP in my opinion, because he, with his spell casting, was able to like really cut through a lot of the bad guys really quickly, way more than we could have. He does, like I think we all helped, but like he really cut down these guards, so we were able to get past them. Foster has to force the next door open as well, because I probably couldn't unlock that, because God forbid the dice roll anywhere near well for me. and he gets, I think he got hit with a trap, like a scythe trap that was, oh yeah, he did. And the next room we found was flooded. Yep, it was flooded. And we end up tossing one of the dead guards into the water, because it wasn't just like a pool of water on the floor. Like, it looked like it had some depth to it. And there's a definite reaction. There is something in the water. So I go back, yeah, I go back into the first room. I'm like, this is just weird. Like, and it's got these stone steps that go across the water, but we're like, something's up, and obviously there's something in the water. So I go back into the first room and I start searching around, and I do find a secret door. This is probably my crowning achievement for the entire session. Beyond the door, I get the door open. It's not trapped or anything like that. I get the door open. There's a room, and there's like flames in it with a pit. Like, the floor drops away below, in front of us. And on the far side of the room is a bridge, but it doesn't connect to where we're at. It connects to the far side of the room. So it doesn't look good. But more alarming is there's a woman with a dagger, and she's like climbing on the walls. She's soot covered, and there's also these soot covered children in the room. I immediately just close the door. Like, I'm like, this is not good. Maybe we should take our chances with the water. So with the door closed for a moment, we have this little bit of in-character debate. Do we try to cross the water, or do we, go over here, try to deal with this? They ultimately decide that we want to try to deal with this. I open the door up, and the woman is like literally right in the doorway, because she saw us or saw me and started coming over. And I think she attacks me. She tried to cast a spell. She tried to cast web on us, but she missed, which was good, because I'm sure she would have really put a hurting on us if that had succeeded. Rourke hit her with like a magic missile spell, and because of the swingy nature of DCC magic, which is at this stage, it's really fun. He just melts her, like, because it has different effects. So it's not always just energy. So this one was like fire, and it melted her. Like, he did a ton of damage. We start picking off the kids at this point, just because they're creepy, and I think they didn't really get a chance to attack us, but I think they were moving towards us. And we dropped a couple of them, but some of them fled and were out of sight. So we're like, well, we can't go this way because there's fire everywhere, and we don't have a means to traverse the walls like she did. So we go back to the water room, and Foster tries to cross, and he falls into the water and just we don't really see what happens to him, but he basically gets dropped to zero. Like, he gets attacked, and it's not good. So we were able to throw like a grappling hook in and hook his gear, and then drag him out of the water. But he's down. So they end up, we end up bringing him back. I don't know if we use some unguents. It's really dicey because the initiative was important, and you don't have a lot of leeway with death with DCC, which is fine. Actually prefer it that way over some systems. But we did save him, and I think we pretty much ended the session there. I know I'm missing some stuff at the end of my notes, but we pretty much ended the session there. It might seem like a quick session. I don't think it was, but my recap's quick. So we, I don't know when we'll play again. We probably won't play this week because of the holidays, so hopefully the week after. But yeah, it was super fun. I don't know how we're gonna get past this section here, but with the steps and everything, but we'll have to give it a shot and figure it out. So that was session number 6. And I appreciate everybody following along and chiming in the comments. Really like to see those. And catch you all at the next one. Thanks.